Okay, folks, this is a quick unboxing of this Reolink camera set that was sent to me for review. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes here. As you can see from the photo right away, this is a solar panel. I can tell you that these are 2 cameras, and back here is the network video recording, NVR. So let's put the solar panel aside for a moment. Let's look at the first camera, which would be the camera that the solar panel works with. The Argus Track Dual Lens PTZ Wire-Free Battery Cam. Let's open the box and see what we have here. Information. We know the booklets are in there, warranty manual, all that stuff. Here's how it's packaged. All right. Digging into it, we have this base where obviously the camera goes in here. This bolts into the wall. We have anchors and screws and a little screwdriver in the hardware kit. We have a strap. I believe that this is used to secure the camera as well if you choose to use it. We have the USB A to C cable, because this is rechargeable battery, I believe, if you're not using the solar. And we have the camera itself, right? Has a covered port here that's USB-C. Has what looks to be audio at the back. Has 2 screws here, likely probably the SD card onboard recording works. There's also a slot here. I'm not sure which one it is because I haven't read the manuals yet, right? Here's the base, as we said before. The base, this screws into here. And if you can tell, there's a screw here that likely screws up into this base here. But we'll see all of that when I talk about the actual installation. I'm not sure if for this review I'm going to get to install this camera, since it is it's wireless and I want to use the solar, and where I want to install it may not be ready yet. So if I change the location, then I'll get to show you the actual install. If not, I will at least connect it to the NVR so that in the review you're able to see that it successfully or unsuccessfully, whichever one it is, connects. Let's get this box out of the way. We know what that is, right? And let's get to this box, which is the Reolink Duo 3 PoE model number M8, looks like 1L, 60 megapixel dual lens 180 degree view camera. Now I know where I want to put this and where I want to put it. There is a wall on one side, so it may not be able to give you a full 180 unless I decide to change the location, which might make sense. Open it up, squeeze into the back here. Let me show you what's in here. Again, I'll squeeze into the back here so I can grab and show you. There's similar package comes with the, oh, they're falling out, with the booklets, right? Ethernet cable. And I'm sorry, there's noise in the background from a dehumidifier. I'm going to turn that off and come right back. So hopefully that noise in the background didn't disturb you too much. I apologize. In this box, as I showed you, there is the camera. Pretty hefty. Has the Ethernet port on it for PoE. Has a cover for it should you decide to use, well, I guess you would still have to use that, so not sure why that cover is really necessary, because this connects to the other side of the cable that should have a cover. This is a power covered one. Here is a power adapter if you're not going PoE, but you're going, I guess, Ethernet straight to a regular switch and then power to power the camera, since if you don't go PoE. This camera has what says there is a micro SD slot on it. That's really nice because you can actually record directly to the camera. I guess if you're not using an NVR, but I will be. Has what looks like a vent here for the microphone and speaker. Has a 1/4 20 mount here at the bottom and one at the top, which is great because that allows you to mount it in any direction, right? Sometimes you need to mount from below. Sometimes you need to mount and put the mount at the top. Having said that, let's take a quick look at the mount. Let me put this back in the box. Here is the mount. Just as I said, here's the 1/4 screw. So this you can mount top if you were bolting it like this, or bottom if you were bolting it like this. All right. Let's get that back into the slot. What else is in here? Hardware mounting kit with anchors and screws. And here, just as I suspected, is the other end of that cover for the Ethernet cable so that it's weatherproofed, right? This helps in addition to make sure water doesn't get into that Ethernet connection. And a metal mounting bracket. Again, we do this as end users off, just off the top, so we don't look a lot of times at the instructions right away. But it looks like this would be some. Yes, so it looks like this. You mount this to the wall, this metal piece, and then you clip the camera on, and you screw it in from the front here. So you're able to mount this to the camera, mount this to the wall, and then marry the two with one screw at the top. I like that. It simplifies the installation. All right, let me get that back down in here. Let me make sure I put the manual back in here and the Ethernet cable. It's much quieter now, right? Now that I turned off that dehumidifier. I hope it didn't affect you too much, like I said. Now let's move to the next box, which is the I thought I had pre-opened this. This is the solar panel that runs that camera, the first camera I showed you, that allows you to add power to it so you don't have to constantly take it down and recharge it. Because, think about it for a second. I have other cameras that are solar too. I certainly wouldn't want to be hanging out, constantly having to climb up on a ladder to take down a camera. And camera batteries tend to go out at the worst expected time. So opening this up, once again, in Reolink fashion, here we go. There is the user manual. There's a protective sheet. There is the solar panel, right? Reolink solar panel, the mount at the back. Trying to pull it out. The mount that will mount it to the wall. A hardware kit to mount it in the wall. The USB cable that we saw before. When you connect, this will connect to the camera. Use the one from not the one you saw before, but the one from this panel. And here you have it plugged into the camera, and you have a protected cover that goes over to make sure, again, you're protecting this from the weather. All right. If you hear squealing in the background, these are things I can't avoid. It's winter in New York, and that's the boiler turning on. Here's the mounting plate. All right. It looks like you mount here to mount this to the wall as well, and then you screw in to the plate, and the strap. Some people like to use these straps when they put this up for extra security. I personally never use the straps, and all the stuff that I've installed, all the solar panels and cameras, I've never used the strap. I kind of like to make sure that I install it well enough that it's properly screwed into whatever surface it's on, so that wind or rain or nothing will affect its ability and bring it down. All right, I'm trying to pack this back in the box, which is also packing and unpacking can be a feat. Anyway, looks like I'm good to go, and I'm excited to move on to this NVR, the final box. So, final box, NVR. Like we have what would be the NVR itself, and then the paperwork, the quick start guide, and another box. So let's see what we have here. Taking off all the cushioning that they must pack these things in to make sure that they ship safely. Now this has a wired and wireless connection. I can tell you from just looking at the specs online, which is really exciting to me because the first time I reviewed several of these systems now, this is the first time I think I have one like this. So let's go to the front first. Normal front. It has a USB connection, which probably means that you can store, put additional storage in it, or it could be for firmware updates. We'll figure that out. You'll see that in the review. It has power light, hard drive light to show it's recording. There are vents at the top, vents at the side. On this side, it looks like a fan in the vent. The bottom is regular hardware bottom. It has mounts. It looks like you could easily, because it has these slide-in screw mounts, I'm sure you can easily mount this to a wall. You have to use extended screws because it does have these rubber feet. Now let's look at the back, the most exciting part. It's got a 5G connection, a 2G connection twice. And I'm sure in this box you will see the antennas. It's got power port, reset button, USB, which is likely for a mouse, HDMI, VGA, which all of these come with if you want to use an old VGA monitor, audio out, has a LAN port. So this connects to your network, allows you to use the app to see it, not only locally, but across the internet. And it has 4 Ethernet ports. Let's open the box. In here we have, as I suspected, 4 antennas, 2 each. I'm just going to take one out right now to show you for the purposes of this unboxing. It's a simple screw on, right? You'll see here you screw it on and it stands up. So it has 4 antennas, 2 in each pack. It has the Ethernet cable to connect it to your network. It has that mouse I was talking about. It has the HDMI cable to connect it to a monitor. HDMI, so if you want to do VGA, you have to get your own cable. And the power switch, right? The power adapter, sorry. And that's it. That's the kit that they sent. That's the kit I'm going to install. I'm definitely going to install the PoE camera in time for the review to be published. I will connect the wireless camera. I'm not sure if I'll get to install it in time for the review because, like I said, ideally where I want to eventually put it is not quite ready at this time. But that's the Reolink system, and I look forward to installing it. And then you can go to look at the description below in the video, and you'll be able to see when the review is published, the link to go to the review on the-gadgeteer.com.